Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying healthy and well. I don't know about you guys, but my allergies have been going through the roof. General stuffiness and my voice is a little hoarse. So if I sound weird, that's what it is. Anyway, we have 4 stories out of the Entitled Parent subreddit, so let's get to it. Our first story is by Eloquent Enigma. Entitled Mom demands I make face masks that I'm giving away for free. I've been sewing fabric face masks and either donating them to fire departments that request them or putting them on my lawn for anyone to take for free. I'm a slow sewer, so it takes me many hours to make a small batch. I posted on Nextdoor that anyone is welcome to take, but limit 2 per person unless they tell me they need more. I've been putting 6 to 12 out a day, a couple of times per week. The last few weeks, people seem to appreciate it. So my doorbell rings, and I assume she's here to leave a donation for the masks, which a couple of people have done. I have to tell her to back away from the door before I open it to social distancing. EP for Entitled Parent. EP. Hi, I was wondering if you have cuter patterns for the masks? Me, not really, sorry. EP. I can't wear these masks though. I'm not a fan of those colors. Me, well, they're free. It's a take what's there type of thing. I would be happy to make you a custom one for a price. EP, I don't think it's fair to only have a few styles. Please be considerate about others' preferences. Me, sorry about that. I'm using up fabric I had on hand. Entitled Parent, it's fine. I'll like a mint floral one and an all black one too for my hubby, and my daughter loves Mickey Mouse. I actually never considered making children's size masks for some reason. Me, oh wow, I need to put out some kids sizes too? Give me your email and I'll give you a price. I should be able to make quite a few of each too. I'll only charge for the fabric. EM, price? Shouldn't they be free? I mean, the ones here are free. Me, confused and annoyed. Never mind, they're free. You don't have to take them. Have a nice day. I go back inside and slam the door and watch her from the window. She stood there for a few seconds dumbfounded, then walked back to the masks and took all 6 of them and drove away. I was so angry I ran outside to cuss her out at taking them and wasting my time, but she had already gotten to her car by then. I hate people sometimes. Edit, to everyone saying thanks for doing this and other compliments, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm trying to do something positive in this time. I will keep putting masks for free, but many people need it and can't afford it. I don't know where to find one, but I'm keeping an eye out for this lady. First off, the OP in the story doesn't have to do this. She's doing this out of the kindness of her heart. And the other thing is the fabric and the time do actually cost something. Now, I know that EMs and Karens in general pretty much think that other people's time is not as important as their time, but that's just not true. And everything costs something. I mean, I would almost think that this would be like a crossover for choosing beggar, because this woman is getting this stuff for free, but because it's not to her specifications or what to her liking, that she wants this woman to somehow cough up 3 masks to her specifications for free. This story reminds me of something that happened to my dad several years ago. He got a brand new camera, and I guess there was some sort of a deal that the camera came with a free photo printer. I mean, it was a good photo printer too. And so he was giving away his old photo printer with the ink cartridges. That's not a bad deal, because the ink cartridges alone could cost you a small fortune. Well, so this guy comes over after my dad put all of this on Craigslist. I don't like people coming to my house, especially people I don't know. And so I was kind of weirded out by the whole thing. And the guy starts trying to haggle down some of the stuff my dad did sell him. And the guy's haggling down like things from like $5 to like $2 and stuff like that. And so my dad threw in a bunch of cartridges that went with the printer. And the guy's like, oh, I don't know if I want this or that and stuff. And my dad just starts tossing the cartridges in the garbage can because he can't use them on the new printer, because the printer that he was giving away was an Epson and the printer he got was a Canon. And so the cartridges go to the specific printers. And so the guy was like, hey, why are you throwing them out? And my dad's like, because I can't use them. And he's like, well, I'll take them. Oh, but they're expired. It's like, take them or not take them. Make up your dang mind. If you don't want the cartridges, toss them in the garbage. But my dad was just like, why is this guy being such an idiot about it? Just take the stuff. And my dad just ended up giving him the rest of the stuff to not have to deal with him anymore. But it was the same thing. It felt like a total choosing beggar situation thing. Anyway, moving on to our next story. Our next story is posted by Joe Baskin. EM tried to get her daughter my job because I'm chubby. This happened today, so I thought I'd share. I'm female and home from college. The stay-at-home order in my town is slowly being lifted, so some businesses are finally opening up. My parents require me to have a summer job. I'm blessed enough that I get to keep all the money I earn. My parents just like me to work to gain experience. This will be relevant later, but I'm not a skinny girl. I wouldn't consider myself large either. I'm 5'6" and weigh about 140 to 145 pounds right now. I carry most of it in my hips and thighs. The freshman 15 did hit me hard though, as I used to be 120-ish. So today, after finishing my last online final, my dad called me. He told me that one of his friends who runs a heating AC company texted him that they were looking for girls to work in the office, answering phones and stuff. I got excited because that was exactly what I wanted. So I put on a dress, printed a copy of my resume, and drove down. The ladies inside were super nice and asked me to fill out an application. So I sat down and did so. This is when the EM enters. Here's everyone involved. EM, entitled mother, EG, entitled girl, female, probably 16-ish, P, me, DL1, desk lady 1, front desk. This woman is relatively thin, which will be relevant later. DL2, desk lady 2, desk further back but is still in the room. This woman is plus size, which will be relevant later. B, boss of business. We're in the South, which might be relevant, because typically for jobs like this, they're looking for a pretty face to sit behind the counter and talk to customers. This is unspoken though. Yes, it's awful, but hey, I need a job. So as I'm filling out an application, EM enters with entitled girl. She announces that she's here about an opening and her daughter would like to apply. Desk lady 1 explains that she'll need to fill out an application and hands her one with a pen. They come and sit in the lobby right beside me, which I thought was weird, but I didn't say anything. EM to me, are you here for his job as well? Me, yes ma'am. EM, You know the little cocky sound people make? I ignored her and went to ask Desk Lady 1 a question about the application. It was about how professional one of my references for babysitting was. When I returned and sat back down, EM walked up to the desk. EM, does my daughter really even need to fill this out? Desk Lady 1, it's protocol. Boss will look at all applications and decide who to call for an interview. EM, is he here? I'm sure if he could see my daughter, he'd know who he wanted to call. Ha ha. Desk Lady 1. He is, but he isn't seeing visitors right now. EM. How will he know who to hire if he doesn't know what the girl looks like? Desk Lady 1. Well, he needs to see the references and will make a few calls before he EM. No, my daughter is an aspiring model. She won insert local pageant in 2019. He needs to see to know that she's the face he wants to see behind the counter interacting with customers. Desk Lady 1. I'm not sure what you mean. This isn't a modeling job. Looks don't really matter. EM. Oh, I know, but they do. And let's face it, boss isn't going to want, at this point, she leans in a little closer to Desk Lady 1, a chubby girl up here, is he? This whole time, entitled girl is smirking at me in glances as she fills out her application. This caught the attention of Desk Lady 2, as well as me, and we both looked up at this point. Desk Lady 2, ma'am, I'm not sure I know what you mean. EM. Oh, no disrespect. I just know boss personally and know he'd prefer a new pretty face around the office. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think there's no question between my daughter and, well, this young lady, for example, me. No offense, honey. Just trying to save you some time. At this point, I'm in tears. I don't know if it was rage or the sting of the insult, but either way, I was not going to let her see me cry. So I quickly got up and handed my application to Desk Lady 1 before trying to leave. Desk Lady 2, a plus-size woman, said, "Sweetie, wait," talking to me. Desk Lady 2, you said you knew boss personally, right? To EM. EM. Oh yes, we went to high school together. Desk Lady 2. And you know him so well that you know that he prefers a skinny woman behind the desk. EM. Well, I didn't say that. She did, but I'd assume so. Desk Lady 2. Great. Well, I'm his wife, and I've worked behind the desk for almost 15 years now. And as you could see, I could probably drop a few. I take personal offense to what you said about my husband and about this young lady. So I'd like you to wait in the car while your daughter fills out her application. Entitled Mom and Entitled Girl both stormed out at this point. Entitled Girl took her application, so I don't know if she'll apply or not. But both women behind the counter told me that Entitled Mom was a biatch, and they'd vouch for me with the boss. So I'm hopeful that I got the job. Edit. My first award. Oh my goodness, you guys are so kind. Thank you, everyone, for the awards and compliments. I'm so overwhelmed. You've all made my little heart so happy. A lot of you wanted to know if I got the job. Today I went in for the interview. Just got home from that. It went well, and I'm hoping for a call soon. I'll update you when I know. I have a few things to say about this one. 1, it is never okay to shame somebody because of how they look. 2, you could almost guarantee that Desk Lady 1 and Desk Lady 2 would probably say something to the boss about how EM and her daughter treated this young lady, the OP in the story, and that would probably end the job interview for the Entitled Girl. People like the Entitled Girl reflect poorly on companies, and I'm pretty sure the boss would probably not want anything to do with her. And the final thing is, I hope that the OP in the story got the job. Anyway, moving on to our next story. If you've been watching until here and are enjoying my content, please put some heart emojis in the comment section down below. Our next story is posted by My Toddler Can't Eat. EM tries to stop a child from getting surgery. So this was on my birthday last year. I'm on mobile and can't spell. Cast. Me? Who do you think? SO, significant other. OD, me and SO's oldest. CS, chill son, the middle child. T, our toddler, and the one who's having surgery. EM, entitled mom. EK, entitled kid, and all the nurses and doctors. So me and my significant other were bringing our kids to the hospital for T's surgery. Feeding tube change. We went into the check-in and did all the stuff that you have to do. As luck would have it, the check-in was next to the ER, and there stood an EM screaming at the ER desk, "My child needs to be admitted now." As we walked through the ER to the operating room, EK grabbed the shoulder of toddler and the EM started berating me. EM, "Why are you going first?" Me, "I have an appointment." EM, "Let my child go before you. You don't need T," screaming in pain. Cool son and oldest start telling off EK. EK has pulled out toddler's tube, and when the EM wasn't looking, EM, "You monster, your children are..." Significant other cuts her off. "Ma'am, we're here for surgery. Please let us go to the operating room." EM grunts, "Whatever." Me, "So what are you here for if it's so urgent? And then the nurse can get you admitted very quickly." EM, "My poor baby has a stuffy nose." So why is she harassing other people when she could probably just take her kid home and give him some kids Benadryl? This woman is just an idiot. I think she's just crying for attention because she's not getting any attention. I don't see any other reason for her to be there harassing other people. Anyway, on to our final story. Our final post is by Michelle Obama 69. Woman doesn't want me running on a public trail. Edit. I paraphrased, so if it sounds a little clunky, sorry. I'm a runner, and I like the trails that goes behind my neighborhood. It was almost 90 degrees, so I took my shirt off. There wasn't many people out today, so I took my shirt off. For reference, EM is entitled mom, and me is, well, me. I was a few miles in and heard a woman yelling something. I only had one earbud in, and since it was between songs, I heard her. I looked over and saw a typical looking Karen sitting in a chair you see at a pool. EM waved at me to come close to her. Just to be clear, the trail is maybe 30 feet up a hill from the houses. As I was jogging down the hill, I took my earbuds out and put on my shirt. EM said, "Young man, I'm deeply offended, and you need to apologize." I said, "Ma'am, I'm perfectly allowed to run shirtless. Lots of people have said things like this, so I'm used to this, and I've done my research just in case, and in the western United States where I live, it's 100% legal. She said, "No, young man, you need to apologize. I have a young daughter, and you running around naked is unacceptable. Apologize to me." There was no little girl I could see, and honestly, probably should have just apologized, but I didn't. "No, ma'am, it's perfectly fine for me to do this, and you being offended is not my problem." While I said this, she stayed typing something into her phone. She then put the phone up to her ear and said, "Yes, there's a boy running around naked, and I need somebody to arrest him." I roll my eyes, but I decide not to leave. I wait around because, well, I didn't really know why. The officer pulls up a few minutes later, and the EM lets him in through the side gate. Luckily, he's a friend of my dad's, so he knows me well enough. He says, "Ma'am, what seems to be the problem?" The EM stands up and says, "This boy was running up there, and I don't think it's okay for this boy to run around naked," and the officer cuts her off and says, "He isn't breaking any laws. He is perfect." The woman cuts him off and loudly says, "Well, I don't think it's fair for him to be naked while I'm trying to enjoy my afternoon with my daughter." "Ma'am, where's your daughter?" the cop asks. "She's inside watching TV, but she could have looked outside at any moment and seen this boy." The cop tells her that I have every right to take my shirt off. That was the wrong thing to say. She screams, "That boy is running on my trail naked. You need to arrest him." Then she makes a big mistake. When the officer politely said no, she slaps him. Now, I don't know if you've seen the Joel M. Singer video. If not, check it out. But he pretty much does that to the woman and quickly cuffs her. The cop tells me, "You are free to go," and starts escorting EM to his cruiser. I just stood there at her fence, speechless for a second, and then jogged up the hill and just walked home. Too long didn't read. Karen gets mad at me for running shirtless, calls the cops, slaps him when he doesn't arrest me. Here's a couple of things. Shirtless doesn't equate to naked. And if her version of naked is shirtless, then I think she's an idiot. The other thing is, he has just as much right to use that trail as anybody else, and it really is none of her business. If she doesn't want to look at him, she can go in the house. She could go do something else. It is really none of her business. The other thing is, and it's something that I've considered quite a bit after reading stories on this sub, is that the reason Karens and entitled people act a certain way is because they've been allowed to act that way in the past, and they use it because it works for them. But I can't see in any situation where hitting a police officer or slapping them or whatever would get you anything other than handcuffs and getting to sit in jail to see a judge and or some jail time. I mean, I'm not quite sure what she got out of this whole thing. And to be honest, all she got was jail time. If only she just minded her own business, she wouldn't be sitting in the situation that she was sitting in. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Please leave your comment in the comment section down below. Anyway, that's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit posts will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my content, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I've uploaded new videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.